Hey everyone, hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to spread some love, some booktube love. I've been seeing this going around probably because of Valentine's Day, and we want to, I don't know, share the joy of our community and recognize channels that might be underappreciated. And so I thought I would do my version of this. And I'm actually going to start with a friend of mine, Sandy from MsReads A. Now I know probably all of you, I'm sure all of you follow Sandy. She loves reading just like me, and she is reading the 1001 books that you must read before you die. She's documenting that process on her channel. It's super fascinating to watch. I mean, Sandy's just a good human being, and she's a friend of mine. But I wanted to mention her at the very beginning because she did a tag video and tagged me in it. And I was prepping to do that exact tag, but then I decided that I'm just gonna do my own version of a shout out. But this shout out video is directly responsible Sandy's responsible for this video, okay? Sandy is responsible for this video because I just saw her do the shout outs and I was like, oh, I want to do that. I want to join the fun. And so, yeah, so I wanted to kind of put her at the top of this list. Though I talk about her all the time on my channel, and I cannot imagine a world in which you do not follow her. All right, so the next person I want to talk about is also somebody who's been making videos for a long time. She is no stranger to the community or my channel, but a video of hers really touched me. And this morning, as I was thinking about the video that she made, it made me cry, like joyous tears of gratitude for life. And it takes a special person to do that. And so it's Hannah from Hannah's Books. I'm going to leave Hannah's What's Cheering Me Up video linked down below because it is just so powerful, thoughtful, just like everything she does. She's just a true joy. If you are hearing some thumping going on, it is because my children are playing some sort of game. And so they're just, plodding along. And so, yeah. So anyways, but I wanted to mention Hannah's video and her channel because she is a true professional at the booktube, in the booktube space. Everything she says is thoughtful and wonderful. And again, the video that she made most recently really touched me in the heartstrings. In regards to videos that have touched me in the heartstrings recently, Lillian from Paperback Stacks. She is a newish face to the booktube scene, and she recently did a video about letting go of perfectionism and how perfectionism has held her back from what she wants to be doing. And for her, it's writing. And I'm gonna leave that video linked down below. In general, I find Lillian so calming, but also she's so cool. I'm like, you're so cool, Lillian. And her and I share a love of Mary Oliver, which I just, can really appreciate. Oh, I have a visitor. Hi, Bubby.
Hi.
Lillian and I overlap when it comes to our love for the poet Mary Oliver and just how grounded Mary Oliver is and loving in her words and how comforting she is. But Lillian and I also really love poetry in general, graphic novels, and I think Lillian is picking up some more classics recently, which has really excited me. I wanted to mention someone who has been making videos for a long time, and then she took a break from YouTube. And sometimes the algorithm and YouTube can be brutal on creators that or even community members, that's probably a better way of saying it, community members who take a break. It's like their videos just get lost. And so Rosie Cockshutt, Rosie and I both love nonfiction. Our overlap is nonfiction, and Rosie is a girl after my own heart. And it's been interesting because she's been making videos more recently about what her relationship with BookTube is going to be like moving forward. I feel like that's a question that we all ask ourselves, whether we are a lurker in the community or we are actually on BookTube making videos or a commenter. However you spend your time, I think sometimes we realize that a relationship isn't working out or it needs to change, and what does that look like moving forward? And so I really love that Rosie is asking these questions, and it's been really fascinating following her journey. 3 people that I actually I think of these next 3 people I started BookTube with. Like, we started our channels so close together, and I just love what these 3 booktubers bring to a conversation. I feel like they elevate every conversation, and I really look forward to the next video that they put out. So the first one is Elisabeth from Bookends and Books. She is a Canadian. She speaks fluent French and English, and I just adore the way she thinks about things. She's so thoughtful and so, I don't know, I just love the way she approaches every idea. She doesn't have these moments like me where I'm like, what am I saying? Maybe she does, but I think she just does it better than me. Like, I love her energy. Her and I also share a love of nonfiction, and I just think that she is one of the most thoughtful people here in the community. Speaking of thoughtful people, we have Aaron Fraser. Oh my gosh, my doorbell just rang. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Aaron Fraser, who is a writer, he's a poet, and he reads a lot of poetry, but he's also just someone who thinks deeply about what he's reading. He's reading all of Marcel Proust's In Search of Lost Time, and taking us through that process as he is reading, each volume. And Aaron has this really calming presence on BookTube. I just love his channel. And then finally, in this trio of people that I kind of started with, is David Wiley. David Wiley recently took a break again from YouTube and has been back for a minute. And I'm so glad that he's back, because he is just, again, another calming presence in the community. What is this with calming people in our community and my gravitation towards them? Probably because I feel like I give out a lot of chaotic energy. But David is reading The Lord of the Rings. I think he's at the Two Towers right now. Apologies if I am wrong. And he's also giving a library tour, which is just so cool to see. I love a good library tour. So David, if you don't know David, oh gosh, you are really missing out. Go over and follow David Wiley. Just a fantastic voice here in our community. I have a group of people that are kind of interconnected in my mind, probably because we all have similar approaches when it comes to prizes and the way we approach our reading in life, whether it be it sometimes worries us of putting pressure on ourselves. Okay, I'm just gonna say, so we have Jack from Spread Book Joy. She is just her and I share the same love of picture books. And I love that about Jack, but we also share an understanding of who we are as people and the way that we put pressure on ourselves as readers, as human beings moving through the world. And sometimes when I share a struggle, the person I feel like that is vibing with me the most is Jack. I know that she is picking up what I'm putting down, and I love that about her. And then she has 2 partners in crime right now, who I also love. And it's Alice in the Giant Bookshelf and Gemma of Books. Those 3 ladies are running the FOMO Book Club, which I have followed along in the last 2 reads. So, I Capture the Castle was their first read, and the second read is Jamaica Inn. And those 3 together, they make me laugh. They are just so joyous and wonderful. I love when they get together because their commentary is great. Alice and I, we share a love of prizes and book prizes. Sometimes I feel like her and I are like making identical videos, and we're in this like chorus and conversation together. And the same thing with Gemma. Like, we are all in it. We are all trying to keep our finger on the pulse of the book world as much as possible. And that's hard. You know, there's so many prizes to follow. There is so much going on in the community. And Jack, Alice, and Gemma keep me on track with like all of the events that's going on. Especially Gemma. She joins into everything. Like, she's like, I'm up. An event's going on, I'm joining in. So I'm like, what's going on in the community? I watched Gemma's video. She catches me up on everything. It's wonderful. It's wonderful, okay? And then finally, in this kind of group of us trying to keep, I think that's what it was, us keeping the pulse, finger on the pulse of like what's going on, and both in the community but also in the literary world. I think of Scott from Gunpowder Fiction and Plot. I was thinking of his channel name and not his actual name, but Scott and I, well, Scott, we really, really disagree on a lot of books. And you know, it's okay. It's okay, because it's good to have someone there that shows how right you are, you know, like someone with taste. We do overlap on a few things, and then whenever we find books that we both like, it's always like a huzzah moment. We're like, huzzah! We both like Middlemarch by George Eliot, huzzah! And so that's always fun. And I like that he brings out the lightheartedness in me, because, you know, again, there's only one of us is right. And it's not someone with the channel name Gunpowder Fiction and Plot. But that's okay. It's okay. But if you don't follow Scott, he's got really just amazing and thoughtful videos, as everyone I've mentioned here. But Scott will really go the distance. Like, he is not afraid to put an hour-long video up, and that's just how he rolls. But also, he has some really concise single book reviews that I really love. He can pull out themes in a book that I never saw before. He really enriches my life and my reading. I'm going to limit this, otherwise it will really run on and on and on and on and on forever and ever. Amen. Okay, because so two more channels. One of which is Anne Novella. Anne is just a fantastic voice here on BookTube. She reads everything. Truly, she reads everything. I just don't even know. I mean, how she does it. And we've actually talked about that. Her and I have some buddy reads coming up, and I'm so excited because she is just one of those thoughtful readers where I feel like there's the level in which we read a book and we understand it, and then she's always willing to dive deeper and really consider the harder questions, you know, like, what is this book actually telling us? What is the meaning of it? These themes, should we consider the author? She did a video about that. I mean, she's just incredible, and I love the way her mind works. Speaking of people that I love the way their mind works, Lindy from Lindy's Magpie Reads. Lindy is such a voracious reader. I just absolutely adore her. She is a Canadian. What is it with me and Canadians? You know, and I, you know, she reads everything. Her and I also share a love of picture books. She is one of those people who I feel like will read about any topic, and she doesn't just skim the surface. She is willing to go deep. She is also like creative in every endeavor, I feel like, in her life. She makes me want to paint more, to garden more, to be outside more. She is inspiring in so many ways, but every time she sits down and starts talking about the book she's read, I feel this calming presence come over me because I just adore the way that she speaks about books. And yeah, that's it for me. Wait. Y'all know, like, do we even need to mention it? If you aren't following Fraser, what are you doing with your life? Speaking of Canadians that I adore, y'all know Fraser and I were constantly getting up to no good. We are a dynamic duo. We talk about our favorite books and our least favorite books of every month on each other's channels. You know, talk about just like, I love doing videos with him. Actually, as like a tiny behind the scenes, there was a moment of like, is anybody gonna watch us? Is anybody gonna watch our tops and flops, which is what we call them, or whatever crazy name he comes up with that month. And there was that moment where it was like, is anybody even gonna watch us? And then it was like, I don't really care because we have so much fun filming those videos. And the audience is truly for us because we just turned into mega nerds. Yeah, and it's always really fun to have that dynamic with somebody. But yeah, anyhow, that's it from me. If I didn't mention you, it's just because there are so many people to mention. I could mention pretty much anybody who makes YouTube videos that are kind and honest and clearly calming, because it's the opposite of my chaotic energy. But yeah, that's it from me. So that's it. I'm gonna go because I've rambled on it long enough. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here and spending this time with me. Go follow these people. Go and check their channels out. I'll try and leave all of the relevant video links down below. Metadata Shelly won't be very happy. But yeah, that's it for me. Okay, bye. Bye.